Okay, so our table, we concentrated on two issues, not in specific order, forgive me. One was about, we talked about this morning, obviously, about the change that's going to happen, and obviously a big part of managing that change is by policymakers. So, those decisions that are going to be made, whether legislatively or whatever, are going to be made for, about the changing landscape that we're experiencing. So one of the issue was about how we influence better those policymakers. And then we talked about, and I'm really summarizing here, by the way, whether it would be worth consolidating our voices. At the moment, we've got the RGS that influence, the AGI that influence, BCS, we've got the role of the geography profession, and so whether it would be a good idea to try to combine forces and then have more weight. Because we discussed who in government had more weight with policymakers, and we thought the statistician and economists were probably the ones with the best influencing powers. And we thought, we need to take something out of their practice, and I don't know how, but yeah. Anyway, so that was one of the issue. The other was talking about the next generation and the importance of education. We talked about diversifying geospatial across the curriculum. I think it was already mentioned this morning, having that spatial lens through different topics, which also would increase the need from geographers to teach things, because we discussed a few times about some university courses that just disappeared because there was no request for geospatial and GIS and things like that. But actually, if you embed it in all the different topics, then you've got more of a case. We talked about greater involvement of businesses in academic curriculum. They are the one who specify the needs in terms of employment, or who they shape the job market, therefore should shape what the university teaches and prepare the young people to kind of get those jobs. We talked about attraction and incentive, by the fact that geographers have. We didn't define the image. I can't remember what the word was. Image problem. Maybe we're too geeky. I don't know. There's loads of other technology areas that are geeky, and they don't have a problem. So I don't know why. But anyway, maybe we need to work on our image and attract. Because it's super interesting what we do. Teaching the gap, that was also about teaching how to communicate, to do that storytelling. We did mention this. I always say this, I always get frustrated because I always say we're really good at whinging about nobody listening to us, but we're not very good at telling or making them listen to us, really. And I think we need to learn how to communicate and make that kind of case. And then finally, it was about the educating young people, and well, I guess it's not educating, it was more about the importance of peer-to-peer knowledge sharing and influencing. So rather than having that kind of expert telling you this is how it is, actually you just get that information about your peer, and actually that's how people work, and therefore we should maybe put more emphasis on being less experts but more peers. There you go.